what you guys want to talk about?
All the things.
Yes.
No, everything about you guys. That's what we want to know.
Yeah. Not me personally.
Your favorite?
Well,
No, you personally and the character.
Yeah,
we got it all.
As well.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
for sure. First, I'd like to say the show is amazing. So give you guys your flowers with that.
Thank you.
A question that I wanted to know, and I was so excited when I got to meet the cast, is if you guys were a part of a real hunting party, which serial killers would you go after and why?
Oh God. Well,
Which serial? What's the? Do we have? Is it multiple choice?
It's any fair game. So you can do multiple. You can do one that you really
like of the people we've hunted,
no,
or
real,
just okay.
real
okay.
serial killers.
Oh.
Who would you go after and why?
I mean, there's a guy. I remember reading this article in Maxim magazine. Who reads the articles in that thing?
You?
Yeah. I like the articles. I just get rid of that rest.
You got me that there is still a Maxim magazine.
Well, no. This is back when there was. I don't even know if there is. But so I read this in an old issue about this guy called the Toy Box Killer, and what he did is the most horrific stuff.
Yeah, I know. About
It's so dark and dumb. So I would want to get that guy. He's already dead.
Yeah.
Like I think his heart got him or whatever. But yeah, I want to take that guy down.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know. I'm honestly, I'm stumped. I don't know. I don't play favorites or discriminate like that. Sure. If that's your thing, I'm coming for you. And I don't know.
Yeah. I love that you said the Toy Box Killer. That lets me know you're a real true crime fan.
Yeah, because they haven't done a documentary about that guy yet.
No, they haven't.
And what he's done is, it's great.
Yeah.
I just got to.
Yeah.
Hey, tell us about the dynamics between your two characters as it progresses on through the season, because it seems like you guys don't like each other, but you're sitting here like you guys do like each other.
Yeah. This is acting.
This is the act part. No, actually, I do love working with him because I think we both vehemently defend our character's point of view. And we kind of enjoy that tension. At least I do. I don't want to speak for him, but I do get fixated on the mistrust that Hassani has for Odell, even when there are moments where we're being encouraged to maybe you guys come together on this. I'm like, maybe.
Yeah.
But
maybe I have my gun up.
But maybe I'm just out of frame.
Behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts to ramp up, the tension ramps up, because at first you're whispering in her ear stuff about me, and it's kind of hidden. Then it starts to get to a boiling point where it's feels like you're letting me know, and then I mean there's also moments like you said where we might see them come together a bit, because we have common enemies.
I think that's also a common dynamic in an operation like this where the stakes are so high that you just have to tolerate the people that you're teamed up with, whether you trust them or not, because the mission kind of dominates the dynamic. So I think, at least for Hassani, I think he's used to operating in that kind of mistrustful environment.
So you're saying you're only a team because you have a common goal, but not necessarily.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah. I don't think Hassani has much tolerance for any of his bullshit.
Piggyback off that, is there still information or matter still being concealed between each character? It's like you guys just mentioned trust being built and everything. We're gonna get something that's that's gonna hurt that trust that the characters are building.
That's interesting from a perspective, because I'm not 100% on what the audience knows and what they don't.
Yeah, F8 just aired. F8 is where
we discovered that A.G. Mallory was hanging out with Homeboy with the chemical company, and so I think that we've gotten to the end of what Hassani knew and thought he knew, but I'm pretty sure that Odell is in the AG's pocket and is privy to information that I still don't have.
I have a question. actor and you've done stunts and you also have taught theater.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, in the practical performance of it all, is there something that you wish people that are coming into the industry, whether live theater or on TV, knew more or like focus more? Because like so much education is about like certain prescribed things. Is there anything in particular that you're like, I wish people knew or could focus more on this to prepare?
Yeah, I mean, I teach a lot, and I think I've tried to distill it for myself, like what is the one thing, and it's you have to just fall in love with immersing yourself and embodying the story. And like, if you're gonna tell stories where they sword fight, you have to like you have to fall in love with sword fighting. If it's a psychological thriller, like you have to get into psychology. If it's heightened language, you have to fall in love with the language. So if you fall in love with like the gift that you have as an artist is to be able to experience more dimensions of life, then learning new skills, learning new languages, vocabularies is the thing. And the story is your guide to learning more about the world we live in. So I think we get fixated either on our ego and we want to be validated and get the big job, or we get fixated on the one thing, oh, I do this. I'm this kind of actor. And so I think anybody coming into this career needs to just fall in love with stepping into stories. And then everything falls into place after that.
And just to add that to that, even though I don't do what you do, I would encourage people to like something. One of my favorite things. Like once I actually have to act, I start to get like, oh, well, now I'm nervous and whatever. But I love extracting information from the thing about the character and trying to find consistencies and making sure I understand the thesis of the thing and how I can serve it and all that stuff. So that process feels like I would encourage people to try to love that too.
The detective work.
Yeah.
Figuring it out.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
To kind of piggyback off of what she said, you guys talk about loving your roles and bringing that to work. What about this role in this show? So I find it very interesting from other crime shows is that like they were already captured and now you have to recapture them. So what about that have you brought to your roles here? Like, because it's so untraditional at what we typically see from crime shows or thrillers or psychological plays.
Yeah, I mean, what's present for me and Hassani in that is that he can't think one step ahead of the killers, and so he has to rely on the psychological profilers and has to rely on Bex because his skill set is catching them when the circumstances are just different. Right. Now it's like internal. We're trying to figure out their psychology and why and what their next step would be. So I think he's not ideally equipped for exactly this mission, and that's why he has to rely on his teammates.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because I can't do what I normally do because I'm like because they're each episode seems like they often start with me catching the team up on, hey, this is the killer, this is what their MO was, this is their psychology, this is their history. But a lot of that doesn't apply now because they've changed, because these experiments were done on them in the pit that made them worse. So once they're released, it's like they're just going off the rails, killing them crazy. And there's a hint of their older Mo maybe, but they might kill in new ways. It might be they're going off their thing. So I don't know. That's been fun. Like to I don't know. It's like we're all hamstrung, even though we have our areas of expertise.
Why doesn't Odell? Oh no, go ahead. I was going to say, why doesn't Odell go out on the field with Bex more often? Because he's so good on that.
Question for who you see them?
Oh, should I just ask the producers that? Got it.
It looks like that's the question.
Yeah. I think we need somebody.
We didn't give it away, I promise.
We're just talking about you.
We were just getting there. Oh man. No, just kidding.
We actually have to wrap.
Yeah, just one more.
Oh no, it was just more of when you guys get the script, do you kind of know what's going into it? Because the last episode, 8, something happens to Bex. I don't want to give anything away because I don't know who's watched what. But did you guys kind of know what was going to happen, or do they just kind of hide things from you and then you're like, oh crap, here we go?
In 8?
With Dr.
With Dr. Malik.
Yeah.
We do get sometimes.
Like a little taste, like a little bit of.
If there's something you need to know.
Wait. In episode 8?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that.
He obviously doesn't.
Wait, it's 8, right?
Dr. Malik?
Yeah, Dr.
I think
Malik.
that's 7. No?
Was it 7? I thought it was 8.
Malik was like 4. I'm confused.
Anyway, never mind that. But when any episode,
They do control a lot of information. We don't get
Okay.
in terms of the bigger arc and piecing together what's happening at the pit, and if something happens to one of our individual characters, they do control a lot of that. So that we have to, discover
yeah.
it.
And I may have been missing or messing up the character names, but I mean, it's.
I got so hung up that I don't even know what the question was. Remind me of the question.
No, it's totally fine. You guys have to move on, but I appreciate it. But I was just gonna say, you guys are great actors, so I was like, how much of great acting are you? Are you just playing with us, or So no, that was the perfect answer.
This is what we're like now, and there's nothing.
No, you guys are super chill. Thank you for that. I
Yeah,
appreciate
you guys too. I was going to progress around, but they're not allowing it, so.
Thank you.
Sorry, we can't just hang.